Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing card of the day. I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle. It's been a couple days. I had some stuff going on to deal with my car, which is going to have to be junked. And we had the election, and the anxiety, and the lack of sleep, and then I just did 8 loads of laundry today, and I spent 5 hours yesterday reopening my Etsy shop. I've got to add more. I've got to transfer the stuff that I made, that I put in my catalog to Etsy, because I guess I'm doing away with the catalog. I mean, it served a purpose. I learned a lot about making PDFs of length, so, and page design. So that's all been going on for the last, I think, 4 days since I did a card of the day. I should do some other readings. I finally did a couple more adventures with plastic crack. I just put those up. So Mercury has gone direct, although I think there's probably going to be like a little bit of a post shadow. And Mars is going to go direct in like a week. So we're getting some pre-shadow of that, I think. Ooh. Had some real excitement about 5 o'clock this morning. The flippity flopping of the red to the blue. If that makes you angry, you probably shouldn't be watching my gay ass channel. Still happy about that. Alright, Work Your Light Oracle, what are we doing? So, we have, for the election in America, it was on 11/3. I think that might be the day that Mercury actually went direct. I wasn't really paying attention. 11/3 breaks down to 14, which is balance, and then 2020 twice karma also breaks down to 4, which is foundational. And then on the 4th we had the energy of the devil, and the 5th the energy of the tower. So today we have the star, and things are a little bit brighter here. Can taste the fall of the patriarchy. Alright, what have we got here? Give me a card for the people. So happy to have clean laundry. I know my body's going to be screaming at me tomorrow, but in the meantime, I also tried that new Netflix and chilled Ben & Jerry's ice cream with the pretzels and the brownie chunks and the peanut butter ice cream, and it's really tasty, actually. Alright. Although the brownie bits are kind of sticky, but other than that, it's okay. She's not going to let up here. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So Venus in Libra right now, one of her home slices. At least I think she's still in Libra. I think it takes her a couple weeks to move around. Also dealing with balance. Alright, so everybody's real strung out. This is the self-care card. This is the I'm not going to be codependent on another person for my emotional security. I'm going to reach into myself and into my higher self and imagine that I'm cradling my own self when I feel when I don't feel safe. Somewhat easier said than done, but it can be achieved. We can always put on some chakra music to get in there. I was trying to listen to the Earth Star chakra music. It was supposed to be like a lower frequency, but the tone was too high, so I went and found one that was a little bit lower. I kind of like frequencies now where it sounds like a T-Rex is coming, where it's just at like really low frequency. It just kind of chills me out. But I found one, I clicked on one instead for the star chakra thing that floats a foot above your head, and I was like, alright, this is better. So I think some of this self-care stuff has to do with anchoring into the parts of yourself that are outside of the physical body. Because even if you're in a point where you're like, okay, I'm doing pretty well, I'm like in the moment, I'm like healing my shit, and I'm doing alright, there's this sort of free fall that seems to be happening. And I don't think it's just me, but in order for this, because this keeps coming up, it's like, well, how, like, I thought I cleared it already. It's like you have to, like, get into the aura and clear it out of the aura. Right? It's like you swept the dirt onto the porch, but you got to sweep it off the porch because it's still technically in the house. Still affecting the energy. I have this, like, weird bruise on my torso, and I think it's because I fell asleep with these crystals in my bed. And when I woke up, they were, like, stuck to my body, so it's, like, weird, gross bruise. Like somewhere in the range of my rib cage. So I've been shuffling this deck some more, and I'm supposed to get another card, I guess. Let me do a shuffly poo here, and then, oh, okay, this one. I was gonna say, if I don't get one out, I'm gonna check the bottom of the deck. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. I can tell you this morning at like 5 o'clock, when I had woken up after like 2 hours of sleep, and I was really tired, and I heard that Georgia had gone blue by about 640 votes. I was like flailing around all over the goddamn place. I was like, I knew it was going to happen, but it's happening now, and I'm freaking out. And I was like, ah! So that's the kind of energy shift. But you can do that yourself. It's the idea of sweeping the dirt all the way off the porch into the, into the ground, returning it to the ground, to the earth itself. So not only is there this idea of expanding the scope of where your self-healing is taking place, right? I'm not going to heal it here, I'm going to heal it out here. This is coming in inverted because there's a confusion or delay. I didn't realize I wasn't changing the energy over here, right? It's like if you have a stove and you put wood in it and it's on fire and you want to heat the room, it takes a while for the heat mass to expand into the room, right? You don't want to have to stand for like 7 hours with your back 2 feet away from the stove trying to get warm. You want to be able to sit down over here and still have that radiant expansion. So this is what's going on here. And even though she's got some, I don't know if I can get it to come in on this shit webcam. Get a new one. Last time I was going to get a new webcam was right after COVID really got going, and because of all, like, the work at home stuff, the webcams were all sold out. There's rays coming off of this card. If you Google this card, Star Mother, Work Your Light Oracle, there's like a spiky halo of rays coming out from behind her. Is there any way I can do that? Just trying to see if they would come in at all, but I guess not. They're not going to be seen. Alright, never mind. But they're there. They're coming off. And I also see this wave pattern in the sand. But I noticed specifically the moon here. Right? And then this moon here. Full moon. This is probably waxing. But this also tells me like illumination of like inverted moon tells me sunlight. But the general idea is you've changed your energy to a certain degree, but the push for the change in your energy has to expand a little bit further into your like etheric, astral, aura, whatever body. You know, it's like we've gotten all of the cancer out of your lungs, and then a week later you find out you have cancer in your fingers. I'm like, oh man, we didn't look at the fingers. Now I gotta go have, like, dunk my hand in a bucket of chemo. I know that's not how it works, but it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like the gangrene spread further than you thought, but it's not like eating away at your body. It's like having toxic energy that isn't pushed all the way out, so it keeps kind of um, it's kind of like, because we live in a material world, it's sort of pulled in by the gravity of your own mass, and that's it doesn't it's like it's not like not scientifically accurate, but it's like the any toxic energy you have doesn't want to be out here in this extra dimensional realm. It wants to suck back in to your body and like sit in your cells and fester. It's like the ice skater. It's like the energy out here is moving faster. It's like it's more spin, and as it goes, it's like the limb, like the poison sucks back into the center. Centrifugal force. Or centripetal. I guess it's centripetal. I think centrifugal is when it pushes you against the wall. Anywho, self-care starts with making sure that your energy is changing all the way out to, you know, a foot beyond your fingertips. Alright, so if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up there, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you would like, I can send you that list of readings, how much they cost. It's also in the description box of my infomercial video, which is going to be linked below this one. And I have merch and prints on Cafe Press and DeviantArt. I have coloring books and a poetry book on Amazon with that Kindle Direct Publishing. I have actual art items. So everything that I've been advertising as being in my catalog, I'm moving it over to Etsy. I have not used my Etsy shop in like almost 10 years, and I've just spent time trying to edit the stuff. I have kind of strict and basic shipping policies right now. It's sort of like an anxiety issue for me. And once I get used to it more, I'll try to expand it more. Some of the shipping is kind of expensive, but it's because it's expensive to ship boxes, and the items that I threw up on there to start with are larger items. Let's see. I think that's it. The way that they have the shipping available on Etsy is kind of infuriating, because I had this whole system that I rigged up to run with my catalog, and it made sense, and it seemed like logical and fair and whatever. But the way to add like new items, like multiple items on Etsy, is different than the way that I had it figured out. So I did the best that I could to get it, you know, accurate to how much it costs to ship. So I mean, it's what it is. I mean, I can't, that makes more sense to me to say this is how much the item costs versus Um, I'm charging you this amount and then shipping is free, because then it looks like the things cost more. And you know, it's a whole thing. It doesn't work the way that I, in my overcomplicated system in my head, worked it out so that it made sense. And I can't really do anything about that because I don't have like enough of a system to have my own business website with like merchandise and stuff all set up. You know, it's like I'm doing the best that I can to make it as fair as I can. You know, because also, I mean, I'm paying like 20 cents a listing, and then they take more off it once you sell stuff, so it's some of that cost as well, depending on how long it takes to sell things, because the listings are for 4 months. So anyway, so all of my wares, I don't know how to, I'm not going to put the made to order items up on Etsy yet until I get a little bit more used to using it again, but I might put made to order stuff on there again at some point. Right now I've got the 2 Sleipnirs that I have already made, and I've listed the chapbook packs. Those are actually already made up. I have like a few hundred of them, but I've only listed the quantity that I have on hand as 150 because I don't know if people buy them, how many they're going to get at once. So I want to make sure that I have enough of the darker envelopes to mail like multiples at once, and then the brighter ones to mail singles. But once I have an idea of how many I do have, because I didn't actually count them, I just kind of guessed that I have probably like 300 or 400 of them. But those are up there. What am I gonna... I don't know if they have it. I have to check the listing because now I'm not sure if it's just the shipping is for each additional item or if the price per is like a fraction. Because they shouldn't be $5 each. It should be like $5 for one and then like a little bit for the next one. I know, I'm not so sure. I'm going to have to check. I'm going to have to fix those. But anyway, I'm working on moving this merch that I had, like actual art items, over to Etsy. And I haven't changed my sign yet. But everything else there, if you want to donate to my channel, it's paypal.me/CATtheMinion. I have Cash App and Venmo. And check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab. And stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.